Hello everyone, welcome back to Return My New Santa, and we're gonna be doing book releases for 2027. I can't believe I just said that. Why are we almost done 2026? Oh my god, I don't know what's happened with time, honestly. So obviously, because it's gonna be 2027 releases, the book covers are not happening. So I don't know how I'm gonna work this out. I just might have like that Jane Doe moment, if you will. Because we really have no book covers, so yeah, and we'll see how this goes. Alright, so my first book is The Stolen Queen by Kendra Blake. This is a two-book deal, Kendra Blake's The Stolen Queen, about a girl who finds herself hosting an ancient god in her mind as she attempts to find the deity a permanent vessel and claim her true destiny. So this is supposed to be scheduled for winter 2027, and book 2, oh okay, never mind, I'm reading it wrong. Book 2 in winter 2028. I thought this says 2026 for a minute, like wait a minute. So yeah, so obviously there won't be actual dates because we don't know yet, so yeah. My next book is Vera by Taylor Major. This is a YA dark academia fantasy in which Beck Mendoza, a trans 60-year-old boy, finds himself over in his head when he joins a hyper-elite school with dark, potentially supernatural secrets. Through the most mysterious and dangerous of all might be his entrancing new roommate. And this will come in winter 2027. My next book is The Sun Has a Shadow by Dami Salako. The Sun Has a Shadow, and a second untitled book by Dami Salako. In this Nigerian-inspired YA fantasy set in a world plagued by perpetual darkness and shadow monsters, a boy must guide the last remaining Phoenix Rider on a perilous journey to save the kingdom. This will come out on winter 2027. So my next book, I do have another one, but not much is happening, and that is The River on Fire by Emily Varga. And that is all that I have. Like this, even if I search on Goodreads, it's not gonna be on here. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see until that time comes. Let's move on. So now for spring, there's also Hecate, which is number 3 by Nikita Gill. But again, that's about it. So yeah, okay, moving on for spring releases. So my next book is What Happened in the Woods by Lily Braun Arnold. The summer 4 novel by Lily Braun Arnold, the last bookstore on Earth, which is what she wrote as well. When an illicit party in the woods takes a deadly turn, high schooler Egan finds herself fighting for survival amid a mysterious sinister outbreak at the historically women's college campus where she was visiting her estranged best friend. It will come out on spring 2027. My next book is Treacherous Alchemy by Satchel Lamp, and this follows Mirka, a girl desperate to become an alchemist and save her sex mother. Apprenticing herself to noble Lady Algamanta brings more mystery and danger than she bargained for, and when she finds herself knee-deep in royal conspiracies, Mirka must choose, grasp power in both hands or give up on her lifelong dream. Come out on 2027 of spring. My next book is Clockwork Souls by Anna Abudi. It sets in the alternate Napoleonic Paris, powered by reanimated corpses and riddled with demons. A magical Barakat and his long-time rival reluctantly team up to find Frankenstein's lost research, but each is hiding dangerous secrets. So, and this comes out in spring 2027. My next book is Dead in the Winter by M.K. Panago. It's a YA thriller romance in which, after returning to the isolated island where her cousin drowned, 17-year-old Juliet must confront buried secrets as another death rocks the island. And my next book is Dead Swans Don't Sing by Meg A. Alford. In Dead Swans Don't Sing, Natalie D. has a mission to join a beautifully elite lifeguard crew and a wealthy lake club, but when bodies of her fellow lifeguards start to wash up on the club's shores, outsider Natalie is suspect number 1. In Nice Queens Don't Bleed, this is number 2 of the thrillers, an elite ice stands and dreams of getting gold, but soon finds beneath the glitter and grace there is cutthroat competition, literally. So, yeah, that sounds really fun. Even if it's like a short summary. So now we are entering in summer, so not much spring and winter that stood out to me. But now we're entering summer of 2027. My next book is The Princess and the Outlaw by Leslie Vidal. So this is a YA graphic novel. Nottingham instant trouble and in need of a hero. Robin Locksley has a plan, run away with her best friend Will Scarlet, and never look back. Unfortunately, she's accidentally gone and gotten herself engaged to Pendor. The guardian spirit of Sherwood Forest and the fickle Summer King is not about to let her out of the bargain without paying a price. To clear her debt, Robin becomes motif, hunting magic relics from Pendor. But at her first sight, heist, everything goes awry, and she ends up crashing into the public eye when she sends stolen gold raining down over the heads of grateful townspeople. Now everyone thinks that the outlaw known as the Hood is some kind of hero, especially Maid Marianne is a mysterious and beautiful noble lady who's got Robin's eyes and maybe her heart. Along for the ride is Robin's no-nonsense best friend Will Scarlet, her partner from the enchanted Sherwood Forest, snitched chipmunk, and of course the cunning and mysterious Marianne, who Robin keeps melting over and over. With the price in her head and the ruthless sheriff of Nottingham gunning for her, Robin has more promise than she started with, not to mention that pesky engagement she still has to find a way out of. Robin never set out to become a hero, but now she's not so sure. Is she still just pretending, or does she have what it takes to become Robin Hood? So I guess it's a Robin Hood retell. Ooh. So my next book is Quillian by Sunny Patil, and this is a dark feminist YA reimagining of The Little Mermaid meets Pirates of the Caribbean about a fierce Atlantean princess high-stakes adventures across sea and land, alongside a ghostly pirate to seek retribution on men who prey on sirens for their powers. Oh, okay, that sounds really cool actually. My next book is A Darkness Lives There by Rebecca Fabulon, a YA speculative thriller. In the romantic town of Foxglove, Olivia Beckett is determined to uncover the truth behind her mother's death. Her investigation leads her to Heath House, a place shrouded in mystery where she discovers that her fate is intertwined with the house's dark legacy. Okay, and my next book is Iron Sworn by Namina Forna. And this is a YA fantasy duology set in a world that is Black Panther meets Crazy Rich Asians. When Juniper discovers she is the long-lost heir to a magical and famously wealthy West African family, they made a deal with the Fae to protect their country. She is determined to claim her magical inheritance, but monsters and secrets await in the battle to uncover her true lineage. My next book is Deep in the Burrow by Sheila Isaac. Deep in the Burrow about a girl on the run who, after shedding a drop of blood that wakes something monstrous in the woods, must uncover her forgotten identity before the creature and her own past devours everyone she loves. That kind of reminds me of the Devouring Grey, so we will see. My next book is The Curse Breakers by Alex Cahill and Megan Borham. This is also a YA graphic novel, and the story follows a group of young teens who seek refuge in the manor of curious artifacts, unleashing an ancient evil that threatens to destroy their entire town, unless they can hunt down and break the curses on a haunted artifact. My next book is A History of Unnatural Disasters by Karen Minier Cantor. Snake Town follows a group of teens who plot to save their hometown in Central Florida and its rainy residents by faking disaster and unleashing hundreds of pythons and unnatural disasters. Is about a victim of Munchausen syndrome by Proxy, who starts a true crime podcast. My next book is Beautiful and Deadly by Brittany Mason, and this is a historical romantasy loosely based on the love story of Elizabeth Woodville and King Edward VI. That is the sixth, right? Yes. King Edward VI, in which a common forest girl with magic in her blood is thrust into a cutthroat court in the midst of a civil war. The next book is Outside Voices by Adrienne Tooley. Oh, okay, I have read a few books from her, so that's cool. And this is a horror thriller, or a horror-tinged thriller about a girl so desperate to prove that her younger sister is possessed by a demon that she returns to the desert where her sister went missing, only to find herself lost with no cell service or hope of rescue, and alone with the girl she's convinced is a monster. My next book is The Dead Darlings by Lauren Munizzo. It's a YA mystery thriller by Lauren Munizzo, in which the lead singer of a teen punk band dies mysteriously during a video shoot in an allegedly haunted house. What could go wrong? When a documentary crew investigates whether paranormal activity was involved, the band's guitarist sets out to prove it was murder. My next book is The Fallen Sun by Sia Basma. And this is inspired by Middle Eastern folklore and Lebanese culture following a girl trapped on an island annexed by war who escapes to join an underground rebellion against the human king who has been stripping her people of their magic for the last century. My next book is How to Kill a Chupacabras by Joshua Rivera Jimenez. And it's a YA horror adventure novel set in the Puerto Rican jungle, when the reclusive villager offers a financial reward to anyone who can bring him proof of the existence of the legendary chupacabras. Journalism major Lucas Ramirez Badaceria, desperate to help pay for his father's mounting medical bills, jumps at the chance, but hunting mythical creatures is harder than he expected. Every minute spent in the jungle is a minute away from his dying father. My next book is Chaos Ensues by F.D. Lukens. Two strangers are charged by the goddess of chaos to fulfill prophecy and cause turmoil in an otherwise utopian kingdom, but when one of them falls for a while, they must decide if romance and friendship is worth gathering her wrath. And this is the first book that is scheduled for summer 2027. Yeah, we're still in the summer zone, so that's quite a lot of books. Okay, so now we are entering into fall of 2027. So my next book is La Belle Vengeance by Jennifer Green. It is a YA fantasy debut set in a society where magic is banned. The self-taught witch consumed by grief is blackmailed by an infuriating handsome young man who needs her help infiltrating the crummy cult that's implicated in her girlfriend's death. My next book is A Curse of Stolen Time by Adriana Mata. It's a YA novel, A Curse of Stolen Time, in which NYC is split between two magical warring kingdoms. An ambitious apprentice and a rebellious prince find themselves at the center of the conflict. Cursed to sleep while the other is awake, they have only a handful of stolen moments at dawn and dusk to break the curse that separates and save both the kingdoms. And those are basically it for what I can tell on this list. There's quite a bit coming out, so I'm excited. I have to divide them in category or in seasons, if you will, just because there's really no publication date, so it's a little bit too early to tell. So yeah, that's all, and let me know what books you're most excited about for 2027, and please like, comment, subscribe to never find every time post. I will see you in my next one. Bye!